Hello Year 2, Mr. Mellon here, and we're going to be starting our writing week this week, which is very exciting. So what I've done is I've posted a link of Mr. Brett's assembly that he did last week. So if you haven't seen that already, definitely check that out because it's a really good assembly and it's going to give us lots of ideas for our writing week. If you have already seen it, you can watch it again if you want to, or we can just carry on with this video. So pause the video if you want to watch the assembly, then hit play when you're ready. If you're ready to go, let's have a look at our learning intention. So today we're using Inference and Prediction to create a setting. So we're going to look for clues to work out what might be happening, making predictions based on what we can see, and then using adjectives and noun phrases to describe a setting. And we're going to use that for our writing week this week. So I'm going to show you the picture that Mr. Brett showed us. It looks like this. So what can you see? What might be happening in the picture? What do you notice? I've noticed the bridge at the bottom of the picture. It looks like a really rickety bridge made out of wood. Noticed the door. Lots of green leaves around. What can you notice? Have a good look. See what you can see in the picture. Looking for any shapes as well. I can see some things that look like steps on the tree next to the door. Lots of different types of plants as well. I wonder what might be going on behind that door. I wonder why there's a door there in the first place. And those leaves in the door look a bit like caterpillars. Okay, so now we've done that, you should have a sheet that looks like this. There are 3 questions, and the first question says, why is the door here? So why do you think the door is here? Lots of ideas that we could have. I wonder why there's a door in a tree. Why would anyone put a door in a tree? And once you've got your ideas, you can pause the video if you want to, but once you've got them, have a go at writing them in the sheet. Why is the door here? I'm going to write down my ideas. Maybe the door is here because it leads into a magical world. It leads into a magical world. That's one idea. Or maybe, possibly, it could be something different. I'd love to hear what your ideas are. Perhaps there's another reason that the door is there. Maybe it's there to let squirrels into a tree. So pause the video, write down your ideas about why the door is there, then hit play when you're ready. Okay, second one. What could be behind it? What could be behind the door? Who might live in a forest, or more specifically, who might live inside a tree? Or what might be behind there? It might not be a person. It might be something different. What do you think? Looking for any clues in the picture. It's very grassy, it's very green. There's a bridge with some stones, so it obviously gets used a lot. Somebody needs to cross the bridge to get there, so somebody must be inside the tree. What could be behind it? I think maybe a small wizard who looks after the woods. That's one idea. Because there's a bridge there, so somebody must use the bridge to cross over to it. So I suppose there must be somebody in there. What else could be behind it? Maybe there's a huge town of squirrels. Under the forest. So it's your turn now. Pause the video, write down some ideas about what you think could be behind it, and hit play when you're ready. Okay, where is it? Where might this tree be? Could it be a jungle? Could it be a forest? Could it be an alien planet? I think it could be in a deserted forest. Where else could it be? Let me have another look at the picture. Maybe it's in a swamp. So hit pause, write down your ideas about where it could be, and then hit play when you're ready. Okay, so hopefully you finished that sheet. Now we're going to have a go, we're going on to the next sheet, and I've got some nouns and some missing adjectives. I need to complete the noun phrases. So let's have another look at this picture. So all of those nouns I should be able to see in the picture, like the tree trunk, the door, the bridge, the leaves. So what I need to do is I need to think of some adjectives I could use to fill in these gaps. The something, something, ground. We need to write 2 adjectives that we could use to describe the ground. Let me have a look at my word bank. That should be on your sheet as well. Oh, lots of adjectives. I've got adjectives in red and verbs in green that I could use. Which word shall I go for? Which adjectives or verbs shall I use to describe the ground? Green, brown, grey, bright, colourful, shiny, dull, dark, murky. What shall I go for? I'm really not sure. Can you see any good adjectives I could use? Perhaps you could fill your adjectives in now. Choose some adjectives from the sheet. I'm going to go with stony and damp. The stony, damp ground. So while I'm doing that, you can choose your own adjectives to fill those 2 gaps for the ground. Yours might be different from mine. Okay, now we're looking at the bridge. How could we describe the bridge? What 2 words could we use to complete the noun phrase? It looks brown, it looks dark, it looks quite delicate or fragile. Let me circle the bridge in case you can't see it. It's just here. What adjectives could I use? I'll tell you what, you choose 2 adjectives and I'll choose 2 adjectives. Green, brown, grey, bright, colourful, shiny, dull, dark. That'll be a good one. What kind of sound might it make? Rustling, banging, thudding, or creaking? Yeah, let's go with creaking. So I'm going to write for dark, creaking bridge. I wonder what you're going to write for yours. Dark, creaking bridge. Great stuff. Now we're going to describe the stones that are on the ground. Can you see the stones? Just in front of the door. Those white little patches there. Those might be plants, I'm not sure, but these look like stones. At least that's what they look like to me. Can you choose 2 adjectives to describe those stones? I'm going to choose 2 as well. Which one shall I choose? I'm going to go for solid, which is another word for hard, and bumpy. So write down your 2 adjectives or your 2 words into your gaps while I write mine. For bumpy, solid, stones. I wonder what you wrote for the stones. Okay, now we need to look at the leaves. What are the leaves like? They're very green, that's for sure. What else are they like? I have to use my imagination a bit here. What might they feel like if I put my hand on the leaves? Would they be damp, wet? Well, I've already used damp. Wet, soaked, dry, crispy, soft, delicate, hard, cold, icy, hot. You choose 2 words and I choose 2 words. I'm going to use rustling. Make a rustling sound. And I'm going to choose soaked. Rustling soaked leaves. I wonder which two words you chose. So you can write your words or adjectives into the gaps. Rustling soaked leaves. I wonder what you wrote. Now we're looking at the tree trunk. Let's go back to the picture and have a look at the tree trunk. It's a very big tree trunk, but I think I can come up with a better word than big. What would be a better word than big? Let's have a look at my adjectives. Perhaps you can find some words to describe a tree trunk. I haven't got huge on my adjective box, but I'm going to use huge. So if you want to come up with your own adjectives, you can. You don't have to use the ones here. But I'm going to go with huge and brown. The huge brown tree trunk. I wonder what two adjectives you're going to use to describe a tree trunk. So like I said, you don't have to use the words in the boxes. You can use your own. They're just there to help you in case you need them. Right, now we need to describe the door. What's the door like? It's quite bright. It's wooden. Actually, I don't think wooden is on my box, actually. But again, it's an adjective I could use. It might not be on the box, but I can still use it. So I'm going to go with wooden. And what else shall I go for? Shall I go for bright? The bright wooden door? That sounds pretty good. Yeah, the bright wooden door. So let's fill those gaps to make the noun phrase. Bright wooden door. Now if you finish that and you've got some extra time, we can start writing those into full sentences. So we can use these noun phrases in full sentences to describe the forest and describe the picture. So I'm going to write this in full sentences. Deep in the forest. That's better. Deep in the forest, comma. Right, okay, I need to get a noun phrase now. What noun phrase shall I use first? Deep in the forest, comma. There. Actually, no. The stony let me try that handwriting again. Take extra care of my handwriting today. There we go. Stony, damp. Need to put my comma between the adjectives. Ground. Deep in the forest, the stony, damp ground. Oh, my D went wrong. Let me try that again. That's better. Deep in the forest, the stony, damp ground was covered. What was it covered in? Covered in rustling soaked leaves. So I've taken two of those noun phrases and put them into full sentences. Deep in the forest, the stony damp ground was covered in rustling soaked leaves. That's a good start. What noun phrase shall I use next? Let's have a look. I can tick off the ones that I've already done. Okay, what should I do next? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. The dark creaking bridge. Oh, I think my G went a bit funny there. Let me try that again. The dark creaking bridge led to... What did the dark creaking bridge lead to? Let's have a door, didn't it? The dark creaking bridge led to a bright wooden door. There we go. The dark creaking bridge led to a wooden door. Sounds good. Okay, let's do one more sentence. In front of the door were bumpy solid stones. There are some bumpy solid stones. Which led to the huge brown tree trunk. So deep in the forest, the stony damp ground was covered in rustling soaked leaves. The dark creaking bridge led to a bright wooden door. In front of the door were some bumpy solid stones which led to the huge brown tree trunk. So what we've done is we've taken those noun phrases and put them into full sentences. So you can give that a go now as well. See if you can have a go at putting your noun phrases into full sentences and write a description for that setting. And that will set us up well for writing week when we write our story later on in the week. So if you want to, you can tick your noun phrases off once you've done them and try putting them into full sentences. I can't wait to see your ideas, Utah. I bet you've got some fantastic ideas. I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye for now.